All right, all right. What's happening, everybody? It's your man, Mark Fuller. This is another Free World Order archive, a video archive for you. Before I get into my topic, I want to thank everyone for subscribing to the YouTube channel, for liking us on Facebook, and for contributing to the Free World Order financially, helping us to move closer and closer to our goal of raising the first $1 billion to build the first resource-based city on the planet. A resource-based city, for those of you who are not familiar with the concept, is an economy where we utilize the resources of our planet in order to provide for all human beings in abundance. It's a lot different than what we're doing now. Right now we use money. Money is basically the idea that everyone cooperates with. We all give it value, and we're able to buy things in the economy as a result of that. Resource-based system, totally different. It will eliminate most of the problems that we have in our society today, because we will not rely on the distribution of money, which is disproportionate in our system now. Instead, we'll rely on the resources of our planet to provide things for us, so that we don't have to use human labor to work for money or for something that will give us access to the things that we need in life. Very powerful concept. And we're really behind the 8 ball as far as advances and technology goes. Technology is moving faster than human beings are. And Free World Order, we're here to change that through awareness, through education, through thought-provoking video content, and just getting people to think about the way that things are, so that they can question things to arrive at a place where they'll realize that there's an alternative. But anyway, let me shoot directly into my topic. The topic of this video is why wait for terrible things to happen if we can change things now. I was just going on about the way that this current system is set up. We have a monetary-based system. You know, our social systems rely on the political system. All of these different systems are tied in together, but they're all running on the basis of money. And the economy is running on the basis of money. But money is something that is used as a way to control the entire population of people. And very easily. If you have money, you can get things. If you don't have money, you can't get things. It's that simple. What you're able to purchase is dependent upon the amount of money that you have. And what determines the amount of money that you have? Your level of income. What determines your level of income? The type of job that you have, your employment. If you're a business owner, there's a lot of different ways to make money. However, there's so many insufficiencies within the social system where there's not enough jobs for people. There's not enough jobs for everyone in this system to have a job in order to have the money that they need to buy things in the economy. And this system creates what's called booms and busts. So there's periods of time where the economy will experience what is called prosperity. You know, it seems like everybody has a job. It's easy to get a job. And then there's busts where the value of money is moving into one industry or into one, particular thing within the economy, and it creates a bubble. It inflates whatever that thing is. Like there was a real estate bubble, there was a stock market bubble. Right now, the bubble is money itself. There is a bubble in the currency, and people don't even know. They're not even aware. There's something that's called inflation, which is basically where the value of money decreases over time because more money is constantly being created. And the more money that is added to the system, the less valuable the money that we have in our possession becomes. So you need more money to buy the same thing that you purchased previously. It costs more money. Just like, there was a time where it cost like a dime to make a phone call on a payphone. Now it costs like, I don't know, $1, something crazy like that. There was a time where stamps, U.S. stamps, a stamp to put on your mail cost a penny. I don't even know how much a stamp is now. I think it might be 50 cents. It could be more than that. I don't even know. Pack of cigarettes used to cost $1. Pack of cigarettes today is about $15. So you can see over time that it takes more money to buy the same thing that you were purchasing previously, but there was no change in the product. It's the same product that you were buying at the lower price. The difference is that the value of money has decreased because inflation is an inherent thing inside of a monetary system. So it means that we lose our purchasing power in the economy because the value of things is always increasing, but your income at your job is not increasing at the same rate of inflation. So once again, this is what creates all of these catastrophes within the economy, within the banking system, within the financial system. People are constantly moving money around. And it's just like a game of Monopoly. It's all bullshit. It really is. The bottom line is that we need a system in place that provides for every human being. That's it. There's, people want to go into all of the sophisticated, complicated ways that, the economy this and, well, we have a free market enterprise system and, you need to have free markets in order to have people create, because if people don't work, then they'll be lazy and won't do anything. That's all bullshit. And you can't really criticize something that has never been in existence yet. The resource-based economy has yet to be in existence as far as us using it. So you can't criticize something that we haven't used yet. But I could talk all day about the fallacies of the system that we are using and then use that as a comparison to show that if we're using a resource-based system, we won't have that problem anymore. It begins to eliminate the problems that we're experiencing now. And this is something that is not going to be forced upon anybody. This is the purpose of us building that first city. The Venus Project, if you go to thevenusproject.com, it provides a whole bunch of information on the way that the resource-based economy is set up, how transportation systems will be built, food systems, city systems. Everything is planned as a total system so that it's a complete plan. And everything is accounted for, including all human beings, because that's who this is for. It's for us. A resource-based system is so much better than a monetary system because the need for corruption dies off with the old way of doing things. Like right now, if you don't have enough money to get something in this system, your morals and your values can go out the window if your need surpasses your morals. In other words, if you are in a position where you have to feed your family and you don't have the money to do it, you don't have the resources to do it, people will steal. People will steal and they'll take what they need because they're not being given access to the things that they need because they don't have the money. Oh, well, why don't you have the money? Go get a job. It's not even possible within the system for everyone to have a job. So if everyone doesn't have a job, what are the people who don't have a job doing? How are they getting income? You understand? You need income to produce the money that you need to buy things with, like food, like a place to live, like clothes on your back. You need money for that. If you don't have a job, where do you get the money from? And then now we have a situation where now there's government intervention. So now you have the welfare system. The welfare system is supposed to help offset that, right? But the welfare system is based upon taxpayers ultimately paying for the people that are not working. So it creates animosity. People look at people on welfare like, well, you're the reason why our taxes are high. We're paying for you to just sit around on your ass and do nothing. All people on welfare are not the same. I'm sure that there are some people that take advantage of the system, of course. But there are many people that don't take advantage of the system and want to work and can't find a job. So what do you do about those people? And then when those people some of them at least, end up resorting to some type of crime or criminal activity just to get money, because that's what most crimes are related to, financial. When they do these things to get money, they're only doing things to get money in order to support their family on a better level, at a higher level, I should say. It's just like if you want your family to have a certain lifestyle, a certain standard of living, you have to be able to provide that standard of living based on your employment or based on your ability to produce income somehow, whether it be a job. Some people resort to a life of crime because there's no other means for them. Oh, well, there's always a way to do it. Try telling that to millions of people that are out of work, have been looking for a job for the last 10 years. Try telling them that. These are people that could have been looking for a job for damn near a decade, have yet to be able to find a job. If it's a situation where your chances of getting a job or the possibility of you getting a job is just like playing a lottery, what good is that? So that means you rolling the dice. You getting a job is like rolling dice. You got to be lucky. It's a lottery. That's where we are in our phase of humanity within a system. That it doesn't make sense. It's stupidity. So once again, I make these videos to provoke your thoughts so that you guys think about what the fuck we're doing. Like, people don't think about what it is that we're actually doing within this system. They just live. They're robotic. They just wake up every morning, the same routine, the same bullshit. They go to their job. If you don't have a job, you wake up, you might start drinking or smoking or doing something to pass the time or to try to cope with the situation at hand. It's the reason why people do drugs. It's the reason why people drink alcohol. Trying to cope within this system. Trying to cope within this society. That's why they make these vices. Because they know people are going to need something to try to help them to get away and escape from the reality that always is a constant thing that you have to deal with. You always going to have to deal with feeding your family every day. You always going to have to deal with providing for your family, a place to stay, a place to live. If you're a middle class family, if you're in the middle class or you live in suburbia, you have a house, you got to pay that mortgage, you got other expenses that you got to pay for the home. All of that has to be paid for. You are under constant pressure to pay for things. So why are we waiting always for catastrophe to happen and to get fucked up somehow before we decide to make a change? We're at the point now where it's not even about people anymore. As far as when you look at people, you're like, well, those are good people, those are bad people, this people, that people, white people, black. It's not about none of that shit. In this system, it's about the 99% versus the 1%. There's such a huge disproportionate disparity between the two that it's insane. 300 people have the equivalent amount of wealth as 3 billion people on this planet right now. The richest 300 people on Earth have the equivalent amount of wealth as the lowest 3 billion people. That is insane. So what it means is that there's no shortage of resources. There's no shortage of things that are available on planet Earth. It's the intelligent management of those resources combined with the science and technology that we have up to right now. We can provide abundantly for all people. All of the hospitals necessary, all of the healthcare needed, all of the homes needed, all of the food that is needed, and a whole bunch of other stuff that we enjoy having as human beings. Whatever it is that we want to do, we can produce all of these things within a resource-based system. And we can produce them at such a high level that everyone is able to have a high standard of living, and there's no price tag on it. That's the difference. No price tag. Imagine being able to live in society and you don't have to pay for things. There's automation. There's robotics being used. We're using machines and using technology and using all of these advanced systems to produce for human beings, not controlling human beings. They are subservient to us. Right now, you as a human being are subservient to the system. It doesn't make sense. You're a human being. Your creativity and your brain power should be used to create, to think. How do you think all of the technology has come into existence in the first place? It came through human beings, the brain. Somebody's brain produced that. And then other brains worked on it repeatedly until it became better and better and better. And that's how we evolve. We evolve collectively as human beings. We're interconnected to one another. Why are we wasting our time and spending our time doing bullshit? We're spending our time being subservient to a system instead of using our brain power to create and to produce the highest standard of living for every person on the earth. That's what we should be transitioning into. It's like we're so far behind. We should already be there, really. But what it is there are systems in place that have been created by people that don't think, that people that are just conforming to the system and using the system that we're in as the blueprint to create more bullshit. It's almost like you don't even know any better because you only know what you know. But what if there's an alternative to this shit that we're living in? And there is. We can flip the whole thing around by, instead of us serving a system, we create a system that serves us all at a high level. Not just getting by, not, oh, well, you got your basic, this, that. No. High level, meaning that we are all in position to enjoy life at the highest level that we desire to live life at. Not excessive, because you don't need 5 cars. What do you need 5 cars for? See, all of that bullshit comes from this system because you're looking at the perspective of rich within this system. But this system is inadequate. So anyway, hold on a second. All right, so on that note, I'll end the video there. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out these videos. These videos are intended to get you thinking, using your brain. You guys should engage and give feedback on these videos. Let me know what y'all think. Post your comments below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like us on Facebook. You can engage on Facebook also. The videos are on the Facebook page as well. So if you're watching this on Facebook, the link for getting a monthly contribution plan, if you believe in what it is that we're moving towards and the direction that we want to move in, as far as being able to provide for all human beings using a resource-based system, get a contribution plan and start helping us get, to that first goal of reaching $1 billion. When we build that first city, this shit is going to go viral because people are actually going to be able to see the way that we can live as human beings on this earth. Instead of doing what it is that we're doing now, which is nonsense. People are killing one another. People are losing their sanity. There's so much abuse. There's verbal abuse. There's mental abuse. There's pedophiles walking around. All of these things are produced either directly or indirectly by the inadequacy of the way that these systems are set up. It is. We put people in jail. That's not rehabilitation. When people are committing an act, we need to get to the bottom of why they are even in that mental state to commit whatever that act is. We have to redesign our entire social structure. We have to redesign the way that we communicate with each other and the way that we deal with each other. It's just like laws. Laws are made for things that we haven't figured out how to do yet. We haven't figured out how to deal with something, so we make a law for it. It's just like in you know, when you're driving, you have a stop sign that says stop. Why are we using stop signs? We have technology right now you can put into a car. Cars have or can have motion detectors on them. When it detects anything at a certain distance, the car stops automatically. So when it gets to intersections, the technology can be built into the car so that you bypass the behavior. The driver doesn't have to stop the car. The car stops itself. All of these accidents that happen. This is fueling the insurance industry. It's about profits. So when accidents happen, insurance companies have a reason now to charge you money to protect you against when an accident happens, right? That's their purpose. When we have the technology to put into vehicles to completely avoid accidents from happening in the first place. Come on, like we're so far advanced, but we're behind at the same time. Technology is advancing, human beings are being left behind. And it's because you're not thinking. We're not opening up our minds to the reality of what's actually taking place right in front of our eyes. And because of that, we're being left behind using an obsolete system that still is using money. We don't need to be using money. People don't need to be on most of the jobs that human beings are doing right now. We can have all of these things automated. Robots or computers. All of this shit is already here. I'm not talking about anything that's coming in the future. I'm talking about things that are in existence right now that we're just not using because it's not profitable. You see, we're in a monetary based system. So unless a corporation can profit off of something, that's why patents exist. Why do you think patents and copyrights and all of this other shit exists? So that somebody can make money off of an idea instead of just putting the idea to use so that all human beings can benefit from it. That's where we should be. So anyway, let me get off this video. I'll talk to y'all. Y'all holla at me. I am Mark Fuller signing off. Deuce. Free World Order.